What is going on, Cowboys Nation? We are back with another film session, and today we're breaking down rookie edge rusher Donovan Ezeiruaku. He just had his best game of the season against the Green Bay Packers, putting up 5 tackles, 4 of them being solo, along with a big tackle for loss. And it's not just about the numbers. A lot of people have been raving about the way that he played this past week, calling him disruptive, physical, and one of the very few bright spots for Dallas's defense. And I'm telling y'all, I lost about a year of my life yelling during this game, but with Donovan Ezeiruaku, he was one of the players that really jumped off the screen. So let's break him down and see exactly how he did in week 4. So on this play here, one of the things that really stood out against the Packers is Donovan's ability to stick his nose in there, be physical, and stop the run. As a player who isn't the biggest out there, he has to bring intensity to be effective. While his technique isn't perfect, there are things that he needs to clean up, Cowboys Nation, but seeing him bringing that physical presence on film was definitely encouraging. So let's spin it. So running this play here, you see that he's lined up out wide. The good thing about him, he's versatile. They have been using him on both sides, but you can just see he's attacking that inside shoulder, finding a way to be able to handicap that arm and gain leverage. And sometimes when you can be able to attack a guy's inside shoulder like that, they will not have a chance to recover. So he's flipping his hips and he's stretching those long arms to get straight to the running back. And it's good to be able to see this kind of energy with this kind of player. He will not be perfect. He will make his mistakes, just like any rookie that's out there. But if he can be able to lock in and focus and stay consistent, the sky is the limit when it comes down to Donovan Ezeiruaku. And by having so many guys in the front 7 with players like Jadeveon Clowney, you got Sam Williams, hopefully guys like Dante Fowler can start making some noise. Ezeiruaku doesn't have to come in here and be a Micah Parsons, but he's going to have to come out here and show up. And when you're looking at everybody in that front 7, he is the one that is getting the most burn out there. Like I said, they're utilizing him all over the place, so the opportunity is wide open when it comes down to Ezeiruaku. But seeing him attacking that inside shoulder, handicapping it, and finding a way to get to the running back was great to see by the rookie. Here's a rep that I really like from Ezeiruaku, where he uses an effective push-pull technique, disrupts the offense's blocking concept, and stops the runner right in his tracks. These are some of the skills I saw from him coming out of Boston College, and he is successfully translating those skills to the Cowboys. Not only him, but the entire defense has been stepping up to stop the run, and it's something that will be absolutely crucial going forward, Cowboys Nation. So let's split it. So locking on this play here, just watching Ezeiruaku clash with that tight end. And one thing that these coaches, they always preach, you got to keep those hands inside so you can be able to keep that leverage. But as you can see, the tight end was never able to get his feet set. So Ezeiruaku pulls him to the left and leans straight into that running back. And it's the little things when it comes down to that edge rusher position, the defensive tackle position. If you can be able to do your job, it can bring the best out of everybody. And like I said before, coming out of Boston College, he was doing this week in and week out. But the thing is, when you're going up against these NFL players, they are brute strong. So he's got to make sure that he's on it and getting himself right. And to be a player that's 6'2", 248 pounds, when he does put the equipment on, he doesn't look like the biggest edge rusher. But sometimes when you have those long arms, if you understand leverage, that can be able to give you the one-up when you're going up against these offensive linemen and tight ends. And this play here absolutely shows that. And I did hear from a lot of people that the Dallas Cowboys defense, they get gashed as far as the run, but that's not the case so far in this season. There are question marks when we're talking about coverage, but being able to stop the run, not only Ezeiruaku, but everybody in that front 7 has been showing up. It's not perfect, but I think that these guys, if they can continue to keep doing this, they will get better. But seeing Ezeiruaku using that push-pull technique, knocking that tight end off balance, and making that tackle was big time. Here's a rep where Donovan Ezeiruaku showcases the ghost rush. He dips his shoulders, bends the edge, and forces the quarterback to make a bad throw that Trayvon Diggs intercepts. But the play was called back. I was mad about that when we watched this game, but it's still great to see 41 disrupting time like this. So we go ahead and run it. So locking on this play here, you see that he's storming off the ball again, getting into position and dipping it low. And the thing is, when you're studying film, a lot of these players in the league right now that's rushing off the edge, they're not bendy enough to be able to use that ghost rush. And sometimes when you can be able to close in quickly, it can force that quarterback to be uncomfortable and make a bad throw. But as far as Trayvon Diggs, I love to be able to see him lock onto the ball and close in and intercept it. And it's been a while since I've seen him get an interception. I want to see more work when it comes down to him. I know that he's coming off an injury, but if you're on the field, I expect you to go out there and ball out. But as far as the bull rushes, ghost rushes, the pin pull technique, these are the things that he has in his arsenal that he can do right now for the team. Now, as far as his strength, his hand usage on some of his rushes, there are a lot of things that he can be able to sharpen up. But the better coaches, they get this player like this in position to make these key plays. And as far as players like James Houston, they're going to have to get him on the field. I'm not really seeing too much from a guy like Dante Fowler. Marshawn Nealon, he's going to have to show more as well. But with James Houston, he's that kind of dog that has the ability to be able to wreck games. So with him and Ezeiruaku, I would like to see both of those guys more on the field. But great ghost rush by Ezeiruaku here. Here's a quick rep right here of Donovan being very physical, playing to the whistle, and setting that tone. Now, I didn't like what he did at the end of the play, but when you do have this kind of energy where you can be able to smack the opposition, that will get everybody on the defense fired up. So let's run it. So looking at this play here, they're giving Golden the ball quickly. He is a very, very athletic wide receiver, but it shows on film that he makes a lot of mistakes. But he was able to stiff arm Ezeiruaku. He slips and hits the deck. But the thing is, when you're playing defense, you have to play with a high motor. You cannot give up on these plays. So he spins on Leofau, tries to get cute and spins again, and runs right into a brick wall. And with Golden, you know that he is a smaller wide receiver. And with Ezeiruaku being 248 pounds, you do not want something like that to happen to you. But zooming in on Ezeiruaku, you can just see that he's over there just pushing him. He's yanking at the ball, just being overly aggressive. Referees pay attention to things like that. This is why we love to be able to zoom this kind of stuff in so you guys can see everything that's happening on the field. I understand that this player is a rookie, but you got to make sure that you lock in and stay focused because those kind of mistakes could be backbreaking when it comes down to the entire defense. But he did get stiff-armed in the beginning of this play, but Golden spinning off like that and Ezeiruaku finishing, he definitely made up for it with that hit. But this league is getting soft. You do something crazy out there, they will call unnecessary roughness with a quickness. But I'm sure that this is something that he will learn from. And speaking on this defense as a whole, if they can be able to match with Dak, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb when he gets back, if they can match that kind of energy, the sky is the limit when it comes down to this entire team. And I don't know if I'm tripping, but for some reason, it seems like when the offense is super elite, the defense isn't that good. And when the defense is really, really good, the offense is going out there and making mistakes. Why can't we go out there and be on the same page? If that does happen, this team will be hard to beat. But I'm patient. I'm seeing how it all plays out. I'm taking the good with the bad, breaking down this film, and just showing you guys the truth. So we need all of these defenders to play with high energy and rally to the ball. So it's good to see this rookie in Ezeiruaku bringing that fire early on. Here's another quick rep of him being physical in the trenches. He does lose his balance, but he's able to regain it and get into position to make the play. So running this play here, just watching Ezeiruaku, he's going up against that tight end again, but he loses his footing. I'm glad that he actually got up quickly because a lot of these running backs, if they see it, they will zip right through there quickly and get to the second level. But he was able to get up and close in and get to Josh Jacobs. And Josh Jacobs is that kind of runner where early on in the game, you have to be physical because if not, with players like Jordan Love, Golden, their whole offensive playbook will open up. And seeing Kenny Clark right there, I am so happy that we got him in the interior. It changes up everything. If you can have those defensive tackles that's eating up blocks, it's going to allow these linebackers to roam and make plays. And I tell people all the time, if you're going through 3 defensive coordinators, it takes some time for the defense to have a full understanding of what these coaches want. But it's up to them to be able to get all these guys on the same page. Here's another rep where things didn't go so well. He lined up at the edge and the tight end came straight at him. Instead of holding his block, he got removed off the line of scrimmage and Josh Jacobs was able to slip right through for an easy touchdown. This is why holding your ground matters. As a defender, you cannot let the tight end move you off the line. If you do get washed out, the whole defense cracks. But the difference between a stop and 6 points can be as small as one player holding firm. So they gotta be on top of this, Cowboys Nation. So we go ahead and run it. So zooming in on Donovan Ezeiruaku, he does get his hands inside, but for some reason he is hopping to the right. If he does stand his ground, there's a possibility that we could have forced Josh Jacobs to hesitate. But you see with Jacobs, he slices right past him. And with this runner right here, if he can get down to the second level, it is not easy to be able to stop him. He put a nasty move on Trayvon Diggs, and I'm not trying to put the press on Diggs, but with me, sometimes when I look at the whole defense, I look at the root. Why did this end up happening? And it all started with 41 being blown off the ball. There will be a lot of good when it comes down to him. There will be some bad. He will stop the run, but on certain plays, he will get washed out and the defense gets gashed. But in the words of my guy Vosh Lombardi, he's going to have to eat that offseason peanut butter and get stronger. I don't think that he's in his man body yet, so it will take some time. But the good thing is, from what I've seen on film, he will make more good plays than bad plays out there this season. So on this final play here, we see him using the smooth stutter step to catch Tyler Kraft off guard. That quick move created just enough separation for him to shoot through the lane and close in on the quarterback. Even though it didn't result in a sack, the pressure he applied forced the quarterback off rhythm and it made him uncomfortable in the pocket. So let's run it. So running this play here, watching Ezeiruaku serving a nice juke. You can just tell by the way that Tyler Kraft, he turned around, he knows that he absolutely lost a defender. So that gave Ezeiruaku the open lane to generate pressure. So Jordan Love was able to throw the ball to the running back. He ended up dropping the ball. I'm sure Leofau sees it, but this guy is a juggernaut and he goes out there and thumps that runner. Another unnecessary roughness penalty that had me losing my mind. I know that he likes to go out there and be physical, but you gotta use your head when it comes down to these key moments, because that was a pivotal point in the game and you cannot be out there if you're going to cost the team. I like Leofau on special teams, playing that linebacker position, but please stay focused when it matters. But with Ezeiruaku, you had 5 tackles, with 4 of them being solo tackles. You didn't get any sacks, but you showed up in the run game. It's baby steps when it comes down to football, but he was one of those ones that showed up on Sunday night. So it's going to be good to see how it all plays out with this team this year. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I love being able to break down this film and make these videos for you guys, but I want to see this team go out there and show up when it matters. Matt Eberflus is going to have to get these guys on the same page, play to your players' strengths. I'm patient when it comes down to this defense because it's a new system, you got new players, but when you get to week 5, it is time to get this thing going. But with Donovan Ezeiruaku, Kenny Clark, Jadeveon Clowney, they got to show up when it matters. But with 41, he definitely did that this game. So comment below and let me know what you guys think about Donovan and who else do y'all want to see me break down, just like this video.